What did I do? Really? Wait, it's better now, right? Yeah, it's better now. I see something moving. There we go. I never hit that button. Wow. I did like a whole intro thing where I talked. And what do you mean start over? Like the whole thing? Like, man. Well, now I got to start all. Do I have to start all over, all over? I'm not sure if you mean start over like mentally or start over literally and just say something, Justin. Tell me if I should start over literally or just start over mentally because I'm confused right now. I'll just pretend that this is the beginning and hi PJ. Thank you. And hey, what's up, Victor? All right, whatever. I'm just going to start over mentally. Hello, watch me open here. Yes, I'm here. Good morning. I did a whole like thing before when you couldn't hear me. I was like, "Good morning," and then I said something about I don't know if it's morning where you're at, and then I said Merry Christmas, and if that's not your thing, who cares? It's the only hat I have. Oh yeah, that's all right.
It's my birthday!
For Jesus, right? For Jesus' birthday. Yeah, all right. I'm with it. Um, oh, just my intro. You mean like my see, you have to be literal with me. You mean my vocal intro or the actual intro of the video? Whatever. You guys I think it was better with when you couldn't hear me and I just thought you could hear me. I'm here to open some cards that I got back from SGC. It's 10 cards. I already know what the grades are. I wasn't going to open these on camera. I, he's a big fan of both intros. Okay. My overall presence intro. Thank you, Josh. All right. Guys, can I continue with my spiel here? All right. So I wasn't going to open these on camera because I'm dissatisfied with the grades. Uh, I'm dissatisfied. And look, we're gonna look at it. We're gonna look at it as best we can on camera and break it down and see if we could see where I went wrong. But I'm disappointed with myself more than I am with SGC because obviously remains to be seen what's inside this box. But it would appear as though that I missed some big things in the grades, and so I want to get better as a grader. If I'm going to continue, for one, I'm putting out money, even though it's SGC and it's one of the cheapest games in town as far as card grading. It's still money out of my pocket. It's still time and patience and effort and going through the cards. And I want to make sure that I'm doing my best on my end to evaluate these cards before I send them out. And I thought up until this point, I had done a pretty good job. This submission would say otherwise. So the number one reason that I wanted to show this is because I feel like there's an overall lack of transparency in the hobby. When we talk about pack opens, e-pack, box openings, hit reveals, whatever, it's no news to anybody that people love to share their hits and people do not love to share their misses. So this should be consistent and keep in line with that this is the same sort of deal. If I only showed you the tens that I got back, it would be falsely representing myself, leading you to believe that all I did was submit tens, that I was this eagle eye. But I'm not. Nobody is. And so, like I said, I think there should be some transparency in that regard. And the other thing is, for a learning experience, educational, anybody that does grade, wants to get into grading, is an amateur at grading like myself, an opportunity to see where I went wrong on some things. And obviously, whatever I learn here, I'm going to pay much closer attention to moving forward as I submit cards. So, that being said, we will do the old flipperoo. Oh, thank you. Thank you. 12 of the 10 are Gem 10s. Okay. Oh, he's talking about as MJ said, I always expect disappointment. An expensive learning experience. Oh, what's up, Justin? What's up, everyone? What's up, Keith? I already love the direction of this, not just a hit machine and helping everyone learn. Oh, yeah, see, I'm trying. Um, I feel like there's got to be something good to come of my misery. And if that's true, then there is a lot of good to come for the world because I have misery in reserves. I have misery to go around. Let's go. Or failure. That's not, no, I'm not, it's the holidays. I'm not going to be a morose. Let's not say misery. Failure. I've got failure in droves. So, allow me to share with you my failure, which I think is pretty epic. Um, one card in particularly. So, as the description says, these are all 1992 Marvel masterpieces. It's my birthday. I I had a manager who said it's not failure if you learn from it. Very true. Very true. You didn't learn from my PSA 6 Captain America $300 grade. Oof. I like that MT. Oh, Michael Thomas. Okay. So we'll start with Captain America because he's on the bottom here and you can already see what that card is. And it is going to be a 9. So let me move this over here. Like I said, we're going to get as close as we can. Looking at corners here. So there's a corner here that looks soft. I think that's what they call it, where it's not very sharp. It doesn't look fox necessarily. It just looks a little soft. Um, Centering on this looks pretty good. There's a little bit east west and like a hair, just a hair. North south looks on the money. So going to the back here. Again, that one corner, which was this one. See that? I don't know, man. This I guess they're just soft corners. I don't know how sharp they're supposed to be. I have a 10. We'll pull out the 10 that I have. I have a 10 from 92 here that John calling me out of my east west north south. Yeah, I would say that the biggest thing that I can see here is that they could be considered soft, but there's not whiting on them. If you look at this one on the back, it's hard to tell. Soft. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good shot right there. You can see that that's just soft. It doesn't come to a great point. It's not whited. And then same thing with that one. Doesn't come to a great point, but there's no whiting on it. It's not like a bent up foxed corner as you would typically see. So that's something. I did submit these. I think I did like a numerical order from the pile that I had. So we'll go to the Captain Britain next. This is going to be a 9 also. Now, I admit 9 is not a terrible grade, but I had some pie in the sky dream of getting a set of 10s for these since I started off really well. 3 out of the first 5 from this set I submitted were 10s. And so I was encouraged to try to send in as many of these as I could. So we're going to look at centering first. That looks pretty square. Pretty square. We'll check on the corners. So this top right corner looks a little soft. I mean, definitely not as soft as the cap. Let's see, we'll get this piece of paper under here because the space in it. Yeah, see how it's just a little soft? The others don't look like that. I believe that this is this is what they're looking at me for. I mean, there's a little whiting there on that one, and that looks soft. But like I said, I have to pull out the 10 that I have. I have three tens, obviously, like I just said. But yeah, it's tough to say. See, and I can appreciate that, but I don't remember some of these. If you don't okay, surface taking at the hard style. Notice, okay, yeah. So he's talking about like very close, not obvious bricking. Uh, so I'll grab the 10. I do have it nearby. So here is our 10. So we're going to look at the corners on a 10. See, that corner looks soft. That doesn't particularly come to a point. Right? So I'm not seeing a terrible, right? I'm not seeing a terrible difference in sharpness across these two. Yeah, it could be surface. Um, a lot of these were from the same box that I got the 10s from. So now we'll go with the Colossus. Colossus is going to be a 9 also. See, now I'm seeing surface on here. It looks like a grease smudge. Yeah, no, I could definitely see some surface on this one now. Man, I don't know if you could. Yeah, you could see it in the one light. You guys see that right there? If you see that on the right side of the card, that's the surface that I got whacked for here. I wonder. I'm telling you, I didn't. I'm wondering if it was one of these SGC guys eating chicken while they were. It's possible. I mean, you can't take. I'm not without vilifying any particular grading company. There's always going to be the human element, right? Hamburger and grading and Dr. Grade. Look, is what you're saying impossible? No. Is that my first thought? Am I going to call them up and you know hem and haw about that? No. Yeah. So okay, I'm seeing the right side on this one also. Let's see if we can. Yep. So if you guys can see it on the right side, that edge. Huh. Now, I wonder, man. I just sent in more cards, and who knows if it's on that. Daredevil's a 9. I see it a little bit on that edge also. Huh. Now I wonder if that's something that could have come. I'm not gonna. If it's the same exact thing, not gonna hold it up to the light and try to find that on every card. Merry Christmas, Allie. No, there was no sticking on the pole. Yeah, the right border on the 10. I don't see it. Wow. I don't see it. Interesting stuff. All right, now the Apocalypse 9 also. Again, same thing. I could see it right away. Right away, I see it on this side. It's obviously the card. It's not the encapsulating, and it's not the slab. Well, and it's on the left side on this one also. Huh. Oh man. That's going to be crummy if it's on the ones I just sent in. Archangel. Archangel, I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it on this one. Cracking and fiber wiping, or is it hard on the surface? It's something to consider. Uh, I wouldn't be against trying it on one. Merry Christmas, happy Merry Christmas Eve to you. Yes, thank you, Josh. Moving on to Beast. Beast, I could see it right away. I could see it right here. I don't see it on the left side. I see some on the bottom here too. Hmm. It I want to leave that up there for a second. That would be that's a very interesting idea because the cards do look like they're in really good shape in other categories that I would consider that if I could try one and it was effective. Now Bishop. Bishop, yep, I see it down here. That dog. I'm going to turn that dog into a pair of slippers. I feel like I've said that before. And then the last one, oof, a 7. Ay, ay, ay. So it looks like it's more off center than the others, east, west, and north, south. A 7. Eesh. Let's see the back here. That's a rough corner on the back here. I did not see that. That almost looks crushed. Yeah, I'll take a closer look at that. If you could see, it almost looks like the whole edge is coming up on that. If you guys could see that, it looks like you could potentially peel that whole corner off. Yeah, that did hurt, honestly. And the grade is the grade, but it was my confidence going in that made it hurt so much more. I thought I had done a good job of looking these over 2, 3 times, making sure that I was sending in the best of what I had, and if it was anything below reasonable, that I wouldn't include it. I have plenty in a bunk pile that I just said no, it's not worth sending those in. Would I trade all the nines for 110 and a bunch of 8.5s, eights? So it's an interesting question. I think maybe yes. The reason being is because, like I said, when I had set out to do this, my goal was to get that whole set of tens, and I had set the number in my head that anything less than 5 tens for this sub would be considered a failure in terms of achieving that goal. So yes, I know nines are still great. It's still better than raw. Um, just for that one particular plan, it was disappointing. So that was that. I'll show again the other 2 tens. So there are my 3 tens. So Michael Thomas asked a great question. Was it like dollars? What is it dollars wise to have a card graded? SGC is $30 right now. I think PSA is 100, and Beckett is 150 or 200. I can't remember. Might be 250. I don't know. Beckett's the most expensive right now. PSA just opened up back their cheapest PSA has more expensive options for a quicker return, but they just opened up the $100 option again recently. But as far as the cheapest option by company, SGC is the cheapest with 30, then PSA with 100, and then Beckett. I can't remember off the top of my head. So these 3 cards are not from this sub. Anybody fast forwarding, just coming in, jumping in late, they're from a previous sub that I'm using as a kind of benchmark to compare the consistency of the grades. And as we've already been through, there was a now noticeable surface defect that I did not notice prior to submitting. C'est la vie. And there's my other 9. Kang. So now I've got 10 nines. 10. Does SGC grade easier, or is it 10? So there's some debate on that. Like we said, there's the human element to grading. I think that's going to be the number one thing that's going to create inequality between brands. That's a whole other video. It is a whole other video, but in short, it in terms of accuracy, there's nothing to indicate that an SGC 10, a PSA 10, a Beckett 10 are not equal. The only thing that would say otherwise is resale value. Resale value is still different. For Marvel cards, SGC is still behind PSA and Beckett in terms of resale value. And that's going to be what drives people to go a certain route for the most part, most of the time, is money. That's a good point too. So 9.5 PSA doesn't have Martin. Martin. But so, like I said, in my limited experience, there's nothing. Here we go. This is pretty. It looked like a lot of words. To my knowledge, the only measurable difference between the companies is that BGS needs a 45-55 left-right centering for a 10, while PSA and SGC need a 40-60 left-right centering. Okay, I did not know that. So there you go, right there. There's one measurable difference, that Beckett has stricter requirements for centering. I did not know that. And in terms of the metrics they claim to use, they all claim to use the same metrics: centering, corners, surface. That was my guess. The market perceives the difference and therefore pays for each differently. Right. But markets change and perceptions change. But right now, like I've said in previous videos, the reason that I went with SGC is because I'm impatient and I'd rather spend more money on cards than grading services. So they're the cheapest option around right now. And they also have some of the best turnaround time. And I figured even if down the road I wanted to go with a different grader, at least for the meantime, I have some practice grading. I get some experience evaluating cards, and if I ever wanted to crack and regrade a card, the time between now and then, it's preserved. It's preserved in here. It can't get any worse physical condition wise, than what it is right now, unless my entire house falls down on top of me, which could happen. But that's another video, right? So that's all. Like I said, I wasn't going to do this because when I saw the reveal and when I got the email and opened my grades, I was disappointed. But transparency, right? That's what we need more of. We want to help each other grow and get better and stay in the hobby. And one of those ways to do that is to show you all of the bumps in the road that you might encounter. One of them is open a box, one of them is open a pack, one of them is trading, one of them is buying, selling on eBay, and another one is grading. So here we shared some bumps in the road on grading, a big thing that I missed, a big thing that I will pay attention to going forward. It is surface, not just bricking. Bricking normally you see like little white specks from the two cards sticking together. So there'll be color on the back of one card and white specks on the front of the other card from where that color left and went to the back of the other card. But this was almost like a moist film. And who knows? I might crack the 7 if it's on the 7. I could see it on the 7 a little bit. So I might crack it and try to take it off. So, yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming. I will see you all on the next one. I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas, very happy holidays. Whatever it is that you do, you are loved and accepted. And until next time, have a very, very happy collecting.